to talk about how to use chants in teaching ESL classes.
My last wish is for you to be pleased with me. Oh, guide me on the way to your Jannah. Don't let me go astray, 'cause I need you by my side. I wish to make the most close to you through all my life. Be with me always. I know that sometimes I do forget that I face breath and breathe the last. Forgive me, 'cause I can't thank you enough. Forgive me when I doubt your love. Now I pray for that day when all this stops and comes to an end. So my last wish is for you to be pleased with me. Oh, guide me all the way to your Jannah. Don't let me go astray, 'cause I need you by my side. I wish to be close to you through all my life. Be with me all the way. Day by day passes, and I think that my time could be near. So I pray, oh God, let this world be in my hands and not in my heart. 'Cause soon I'll have to leave it. 'Cause soon I'll have to leave it. Oh, yeah. Guide me all the way to your Jannah. Don't let me go astray, 'cause I need you.
This might be a good start for your class, interesting for the students. In the same time, the students are listening to English and reading, because we have lots of these chants on the internet with the lyrics. Okay. After that, you can integrate the speaking as well. If you start a conversation with your students on the meanings in this chant, okay? So today we are going to try to get outside the box, get outside the normal way of teaching, try to find different ways to motivate our students, get them engaged, and wake them up. I think also I need to get my colleagues to wake them up, right? And to get them engaged, okay? Because usually or generally we are not talking about normal teaching or textbooks or stuff. We are talking about something to change the mood of the students, get them engaged, wake them up. We are really talking about something awesome, okay? It's time for awesomeness. But the question is, are you ready for this? Are you ready to change the attitude of teaching? Are you ready for awesomeness? I can't hear you very well. Are you ready? Yes. They say that the students are not motivated. I think that the problem is not with... So, are you ready? Yes. Still, I need people outside to suffer. Are you ready? No. I think some teachers are still sleeping, so I have to use the same techniques I use with my students. So I have to ask you, all of you gentlemen, to wake up and stand up, please. Stand up, all of you. Stand up. Yeah, try to find a partner, okay? And move right or move left in order to be facing your partner. Face your partner.
You should be there.
It's a wake-up time.
I have to hold the camera.
Hey, time to wake up. Find a partner, okay? And yeah, face him like these groups. Yeah. Rent. Find a partner, please.
I took your partner away.
All right.
Good morning.
Now we are working with the colleagues on the right. Hey, come on! I can't be your partner. Whatever. We lost a client. All right. Let's start with the group on the right. Okay. You are going to shout. Okay. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Look at the very eyes of your partner and wake him up and shout and say, wake up! Wake up! I think your partner slept more now, sleeping. All right, so let's see the group on the left, okay? Do the same, look at his eyes and shout, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! No, the right were much better than that. Wake up! Thank you, gentlemen. My students last module were better we're doing better than that. If this didn't work with my students, I moved to another strategy to wake them up. Unfortunately, we can't apply this to the auditorium, okay? Which is musical chairs. Oh, of course, we know musical chairs, but how can we use them in our ESL class? Okay, I have made some modifications to this in order to make it useful for my ESL learners. Okay, so we go usually putting the chairs in a circle, and then I start like using my whistle or using clapping or anything like that. Okay, and ask my student to go around. Okay, I have to choose something related to the topic. So let's say that we are talking about adjectives. Okay, so I tell my students that I'm gonna stop whistling, blowing my whistle, or stop clapping, or stop the chant I'm using, right? And if I say an adjective, so you can sit down, okay? And the one who doesn't find a seat is out. But if I say something else, like a noun or a verb or something else, okay? So the one who sits down is the one who's out, okay? Which helps to end the game fast, because most of the students, or a lot of students, sit when I say a noun or a verb, but after that they learn the difference between, also if we are talking about sports, I use sports, okay? When we are talking about foods, I use dishes and stuff like that. Also, I use some codes with my students, okay? Like my whistle, okay? And the yellow card and the red card. But in our class, it's completely different from what you know. So the red card, my students are aware that the red card doesn't mean out. It means very good. It means excellent or awesome. Okay? And the yellow card just means good. Just means good. My students are aware that when I explain to them to start an exercise, and after that I blow the whistle once, like, so this means work individually, okay? If I blow the whistle twice, like, this means work in pairs, and 3 times means work in groups, okay? And the first group that reacts to the whistle is a winner, and I give it some more marks, okay? You can use your own codes, okay? You don't have to use the whistle, the cards, or whatever, okay? You can use your own codes to make things easy and fast, right? It's not interesting that every time you say this exercise is a pair work, or work with a partner, or move into groups, or stuff like that. Another interesting technique to get my students engaged is the outdoor classes. The outdoor classes. This is not thinking outside the box, they're teaching outside the box, right? Usually we teach inside the box, inside the 4 walls, okay? Why don't we try to get outside of this box, right? When we were talking about food last time, we practiced the conversation, the waiter, the customers, are you ready to order, and whatever, okay? And after we are done, I arranged it with my coordinator, and he was very helpful, okay? Who's my coordinator? He's not here, so when he comes, I'll tell you about his name, all right? To go to the restaurant, to spend a whole class in the restaurant, okay? We practiced a conversation there, and we enjoyed conversations like, what's your favorite food? Do you like to eat in or like to eat out, and why? What's a healthy eater, or what's a healthy food? And what do you eat for breakfast? Okay, what's a traditional food in Saudi Arabia, and so on. Okay, let's watch this video in the restaurant. Yeah, while I was talking about the codes, I forgot to tell you that when I'm showing the students the red card, which means very good. It means excellent or very good, I can use something like encouraging sound or something like that.
Delicious. Oh, it's the food. Tasty.
I have a lot of things to share with you, so we can't watch the whole video, so I'm going to jump a little bit.
Because it's shawarma. Shawarma. Nice. Yeah. Because it's shawarma. In a restaurant, is it? Courthouse.
So you can see the students are happy, they're speaking English. I'm really amazed when I see even the weak students are trying, because the environment is inviting, right? They need to talk. There's no teacher. The teacher is a friend now. There's no class, there is no board, there are no marks, nothing, right? So they are happy, they are trying, and they are moving. Something really bad happened during the last outdoor class, okay, last module. Let's watch and see.
They didn't like their meal, so they are going to the manager to complain. Hopefully, no fighting.
What's this?
What?
This is a food manager?
No.
What's this food? What's this food?
The food is cold. You try this one? Cold?
Cold? Where's the meat? No, this one. Like this.
You try this food?
Yeah.
So can you try it now? Can you try it in front of us?
Okay, customer, we're back to get the money. Give me my money. Okay. No problem.
So what?
Can I see your meat?
My meat?
Yeah.
And what? What if he refused to give you your money? Your money.
Okay. So the students didn't like their meal, so they had to complain. We have applied this also to sports, right? I had a soccer game, a football game in English, completely in English. The students also were asked to speak English, and if someone speaks Arabic, he goes out, he gets out for 2 minutes. And again, after that, for 5 minutes, then he's not going to play with us anymore. We can apply this to other situations if we can, if we have the facilities to this, like travel agents. I have applied this really in other centers, okay, before coming to King Abdulaziz University, okay. Travel agency, we can go to closed shops, hotels, to see how to check in, check out, and stuff like that. Malls, okay, we can visit malls. Another strategy, another technique is animation movies, okay? Really, movies is, in my point of view, one of the best things to teach your students real-life English, okay? At the same time, they are enjoying it. They are enjoying it, okay? But how can we use animation movies to give an integrated class listening, reading, writing, and speaking? Let's watch this part of one of the animation movies, and after that, let's discuss how to use this in order to give an integrated class.
Buddy, I'm gonna give you a header, because I need to get a header. I know, hilarious, right? Could you help? This is great! Man, I love fighting guys who don't fight so good. I'm a punch in and kick it out, keep on and punch in. Woohoo!
Oh, focus, sweet.
Hey, Tyrus, did I tell you that I finally found where that leak in my room is coming from?
Don't care.
It was a hole! And you'll never guess where it was. The roof! True story. Whoa! Sweet acupressurization, Mantis. Now allow me to assist you with some panda assistization.
Just help already!
Everybody love my body That'll those guys to steal jewels, huh? You think maybe before you chased him off, you should have gotten the jewels back from them? See you, suckers! Why didn't you guys say anything?
Because you wouldn't shut up.
Oh, well, yeah.
Everything would have been fine if you just stopped talking for like a second.
I know, okay? I'm sorry. Don't you ever stop talking when I'm asleep. You talk in your sleep. So, the panda's mouth causing trouble again? Not the same way as last time. This time it was because I talked too much, not because I said something stupid. You said tons of stupid stuff. Oh, the problem isn't just too much talking. It's lack of focus. Talking dissipates your chi. You cannot focus on words and kung fu at the same time. Look, what happened was we were fighting these guys and... I wouldn't have been able to knock you down if you hadn't been talking. If I hadn't been talking, you wouldn't have wanted to knock me down. This is also true. Paul, have you ever heard of Master Wu Shen? The guy who invented the Silken Moon Touch? The very same. Wu Shen and I were both pupils of Wu Wei. Though he was born with great natural ability, Wu Shen was not living up to his potential. He was always talking when he should have been focusing. At Wu Wei's suggestion, Wu Shen took a vow of silence. Almost every month, Wu Shen's kung fu began to improve dramatically. Within a week, he had developed a move that would make him famous. The Silken Moon Touch. The vow of silence enabled Wu Shen to strip away the distraction of words and focus his chi to achieve great things. Whoa! It's always been a dream of mine to master the Silken Moon Touch. Also, to swim in honey. If learning the Moon Touch is so important to you, perhaps you should consider taking a vow of silence. Yeah! Wait, what exactly is that? It's when you take a vow to be silent. Is that even possible? Of course it's possible. You just don't speak. And you think me not talking would help? I think it would help you. I know it would help me. But if you don't talk at all, don't the words like get backed up in there and come out someplace else, like your nose or something maybe even worse than that? Because I mean, just...
So you can stop the movie at this point and start a conversation with your students. Now the students are listening and reading at the same time. Okay, so if you speak about the vow of silence, do you think that the panda will commit to the vow of silence? What do you think will happen next and stuff like that? At the end of the movie, okay, you can start talking about the movie from the beginning, even with lower levels, like level 1 or stuff, okay? You can start like, you start telling the story of the short movie or stuff, and your student might add some words, okay? Like you can say that the movie starts with the panda and make some action. Your student might say, one student might say, fighting, okay, with other people. Then they lost something like the jewel because the panda was, another student might say, talking. And if you are teaching level 3 or level 4, it can be easier, it can be much better. Also, you can ask your students to send you an email with the story of the movie. You can talk about the message of the movie, the message that the movie wants to convey. You can talk about the characters or wherever, okay? You know that I use other animation series like The Mask. The students love it. Ninja Turtles, Simpsons. But you have to be very, very careful with choosing your movie, right? you have to be culturally sensitive and all this stuff that you know better than me. Sometimes I have to use Mr. Bean, right? There's no talking in Mr. Bean, so I can only integrate the speaking and writing, right? But I use it when I feel that the curve is going so down and the students are starting, you understand this, okay? Even going to the toilet to watch their faces, even wake up strategies don't work, right? On the long days and in the last session, okay, things like these don't work, okay? Of course, at the end of each module, or maybe before the end, we have to prepare our students, okay, for the exams. I use this video in order to prepare my students for the exams. I tell them just don't do anything except just following this movie and everything will be alright. Let's just watch this movie.
Done your revision? Oh, yes. I concentrated on trigonometry. I've done calculus mainly. I believe they concentrated on calculus last year. Oh dear.
Quiet, ladies and gentlemen, please. The exam will commence in 2 minutes. You may open the envelope.
after watching a Mr. Bean short clip, I start a conversation with my students about what happened and what did he do, and you can or this can open the way to you to talk about, really, I'm not kidding now, about the best strategies, right, to take the test and to ace the test and stuff like that. Before we finish talking about using movies, okay, also we can use movie trailers, okay? We have a very interesting site. It's Cinema Club FL, okay? On this site, there are some handouts. You watch the movie trailer, and after that, it gives you some handouts like put the words in the correct order. You can do it online, and the site will give you the results at the end, or complete the missing words, okay? Let's just watch a part of one of these movie trailers.
Turkeys are dumb. Really dumb. You don't get it! They're fattening us up to eat us! Hey, corn! See you later, Reggie! From the Academy Award-winning producer of Shrek and the director of Horton Pizza! Does it get any better than this? Hello, soldier. Whatever you do, do not make a sound. Shh. You've been recruited for a top-secret mission. What are you talking about? We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. Who are you talking to? This guy right here. He totally gets it. Look, see how he's nodding? Matt, they aren't gonna just write time machine on the... of course they are.
Cool, we got a lieutenant. You copy that. What time is it? Turkey, sir. How do we address him? With cranberry sauce. But seriously. Let's go.
Take us to the first Thanksgiving. Our mission is not to save 10 turkeys,
Welcome to our home.
but all of them.
Oh, she wants you to throw up some worms into her mouth.
What? I will get those, but...
Okay. As we said, after watching the movie trailer, you can start taking these exercises on this site. Using jokes in teaching might be interesting for some levels, like level 4 or something like that. Okay, let's watch. There are lots of short videos, okay, on YouTube for using jokes in ESL. Let's watch this one.
Next one. Why did the teacher wear sunglasses to class? I'll tell you why. Because.
Do you have an idea? No, but he's in class. So why, the question is, why did the teacher wear sunglasses to class? Sunglasses, yeah. Any ideas? Mr. Frigi? Yeah. Sunglasses? Good one, but think again. All right, let's see.
Her students were so bright. Okay, so we have to understand.
This is what I don't like. He's going to go on explaining the joke. I really don't like explaining the joke. So I like using this technique just with high levels. Okay, if they get it for the first time, it's okay. If they don't, but he's going to...
Double meaning of the word bright. So you think of the sun, and the sun is very bright, right? Now, bright in English can also mean that a person is very intelligent. So if I say Einstein was a very bright person, it means that Einstein was a very intelligent, a very smart person. So bright means the teacher wore silly the last. And you guess the pregnant lady started yelling, I didn't, can't.
Ideas?
She was having contractions.
Any guess? Okay, let me tell you why. Because she was having contractions. Okay.
All right. I'm sure you can do this in a better way. This is a little bit silly, okay? You have a better way, all right, to do this. You can ask your students to prepare something like that, okay? But now No, riddles. You can use riddles. Give us some riddles. Yes.
The students' class was asked that, who is your favorite teacher? Most of the students answered that our favorite teacher is our maths teacher. When they asked that why, because he comes in the class, writes on the board, and leaves the class without doing anything. Without troubling the students, asking the students. That's why they said our maths teacher is our favorite teacher.
Could we do the same? Okay, thank you very much. Another one? Another one? Riddle, joke, wherever. Riddle, joke. Okay, I have to say anything. My colleagues are not motivated enough. Yes, please. What's the longest word in English? The longest word. What's the longest word in English? Smiles. Why? There's a mile, yeah.
One day I asked my student, hey, what's the center of U? They thought for a while. What is the center of U? They started from here, they came here, then they went down. Teacher, I'm going down. Am I all right? Teacher, my belly button? Teacher, I'm confused. Oh, teacher, it's very bad. What's the center of U? None of them gave the correct answer. But they got the correct answer when I wrote the word on the board. Why were you?
O is the center.
O is the center.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Another one? Another joke? Another riddle?
Another joke?
Yes?
Yeah, well, I'm an Egyptian.
I don't agree with that. I'm not from, but we have some teachers here from Upper Egyptian, so will make a trouble to us. You are an Upper Egyptian, so you are allowed to do.
Okay, you know that in Egypt, the Upper Egyptians are known as to be narrow-minded a little better, you see. So one was walking in the street, all of a sudden was hit by a stone at his chest. Who looked behind? Another Egyptian walking in the street. And then he was hit by a stone at his chest. Who looked behind?
Whoa! Pepsi is still there. What are they
Pepsi,
doing?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you can take your Pepsi.
Yeah, can I have one for reminding you?
Yeah, of course. Yes, sir. Yeah, please. Okay. Wow. Mr. Jamal. Using pictures might be a lot of fun too, okay? Especially if you choose interesting, funny pictures or strange pictures, okay, like that. I remember that I have spent about an hour, okay, talking about a picture. And the picture was very, very simple. Two friends are sitting down talking, or one of them was laughing and the other was not, okay? So we started talking about the picture, and then we started talking about the past of this picture. What happened to those guys, right? Were they friends, and then they got apart, and after a while, one of them had an accident, and then right? And a lot of things. And after that, what about the future of those two guys, okay? One of them is gonna be, so, you know, you can just ask your students, okay, and open the way to their imagination, okay? You can get things like one of them was a soldier in the army and the other was, you know, like a thief, and, you know, you will have lots of interesting stories, okay? Also, video clips, okay? Strange and funny video clips from YouTube might make some change in your class, okay? Especially if they are using English. And of course, I have to remind you again to be very cautious, okay, when choosing your video, okay? Let's watch this video. The students love it.
So now that you know it's a trap, maybe it's time we clued you in on what that trap is. And Brock, when you came up with this idea, I said, Brock, there's no way CM Punk would fall for it, but you were so right. CM Punk's need for their worship, CM Punk's need to be the hero will be the death of CM Punk. It's so sinister, it's so insidious, it's so purely evil. Here's the trap. All right, has to do is play the hero, walk down the aisle and fight me and Brock Lesnar. It won't be one-on-one by any sort, but that would be a stupid. Oh, come on, really? I mean, you don't think people wake up in the morning and want to be heroes? They have no choice. They have no escape. They have seeing the hero of between his miserable legs and then all hits her.
So I usually stop this video, for example, here. I ask my students what did you understand, what happened in the first part, and after that, what do you expect to happen next? So the hero is challenging. Brock is challenging, right, someone, okay, to fight him. What do you think? The students, most of the students say that it's difficult to beat this guy, big body, big muscles and stuff. Then we play the rest of the video. So Brock was defeated. it's a nice time now to ask your students about these kind of sports. Do you think that this is real or this is just a scenario, right? And they are acting or stuff like that. And do you agree? Do you like dangerous sports? Do you like other sports? And open the way to a nice conversation. After a long, tiring class, okay, you can give your students something like that. They are sitting most of the time for about 3 or 4 hours, okay? Let's watch this video, okay? And I ask you, okay, to listen and follow what the guy says, right?
Focus on lengthening the spine up and rooting the opposite hip down. Raise the right arm up. Then grab the outside of the arm with your left hand reaching behind your head. Take a breath in. Exhale, pulling the arm across, bend to the left. And take a few deep breaths as you hold the stretch, reaching through the fingertips of your right hand. When you inhale, come back up. Reach the left arm straight up. Grab the outside of the arm with the right hand. Take a breath in. And exhale, bend to the right. Rooting the left hip down, lengthening the spine and reaching through your left fingers. Come out of the stretch and rest your hands on your thighs. Seated twists. Begin by turning to the right, grabbing hold of the chair with your right hand, placing your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. Breathe in, lengthen up through the top of the head, then exhale, turn back to the right, turning your head last. Take a few deep breaths here, sitting nice and tall, lengthening the spine. When you inhale, come forward. Exhale, place the left hand on the back of the chair. Right hand on the outside of the left thigh. Exhaling.
So you can notice that the students are listening to English, following the instructions, right? This is very relaxing, really. This is called yoga for office, or you can do this yoga in your office. It's nice for the spine, the lower back, and stuff like that. So I ask my students, I watch a short video with my students about making Arabic or Arabian coffee. And after that, the students volunteer to bring some coffee to the class, right? This helps with the waking up process, okay? And but you have to be sure that there are enough tissues and stuff to clean the class or leave the class clean. Also, I do this in my class in the second week. In the beginning of the second week, the students are divided into groups, okay? This is something real, okay, from my last module, right? The kings, the scientists, the Englishers, and the legend. And I give each group 100 points in the beginning. And after that, you can use this in order to give him 10 points if they have answered a good question. They have done something okay. All right, and you can dock some points if they are talking while someone else is talking, or disturbing the class, or using one of them. If one of them is using his mobile, so you dock points for the whole group. All right. After that, he doesn't repeat this again. Finally, I want to enjoy watching or listening to this chant with you. Okay, I always use in my class. Okay, enjoy watching.
Today upon Abasa I saw a girl with golden hair and wished I was as fair when suddenly she rose to leave. I saw her hobble down the aisle. She had one leg and wore a crutch, but as she passed, she smiled. Oh God, forgive me when I have two legs. The world is I stopped to buy some candy. The lad who sold it had such I talked with him. He seemed so glad if I were late into and as I left, he said to me, I thank you, you've been so kind. You see, he said, I'm done. Oh God, forgive me when I have two eyes. The world is I saw a child with eyes of blue. He stood and watched the others play. He didn't know what to do. I stopped a moment and then I said, why don't you join the others, dear? He looked ahead without a word, and then I knew he couldn't hear. Oh God, forgive me when I have two ears. The world is mine. With feet to take me where I
Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Enjoy your break. See you again